Well, there she is. What's going on, guys? FXLRST here. I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. So it's been a little bit over a week and a half since I've uploaded anything. I know I told you guys I had some more stuff to come, but I've run into a little bit of a snag. Got the bike back from DC Cycles. I'll make a video on that. Things might be a little bit out of order because unfortunately I can't do a review on how the bike runs and rides after I got my stage 2 done with my pipe installed. I got to ride it for one day, and then I went to put my risers on, my 8-inch risers, and I wanted to make 2 separate videos for that and actually break that up into to a little bit more content. Unfortunately, the day that I got it back, I actually put the new risers on and cranked the bike up. Didn't take very long. Really easy install. I got a kit from cablekits.com. So rode the bike home from the shop. Me and my dad rode to the Harley dealership to get some stuff done to the Street Glide. Came home, put the new risers on. Everything went smooth with the install. And then I go to crank the bike up and I'm getting a check engine light. So cut the bike off, check the engine code. It is a throttle grip sensor, a twist grip sensor code 1510C or 1510. So I actually went ahead and rode the bike not knowing what was going on, and I noticed that it was down on power, running in like a limp mode type of thing, and just the throttle wasn't responding correctly. You couldn't blip the throttle to do rev matching, and I rode it that night and came back and started messing with the bike when I got back. So when I get back, I actually go to start looking into the problem. I pull the connector block out of the frame, and I'll show you this. So in order to do this swap, you've got to pull this connecting block out of the frame right here. Kind of a pain in the butt to get it out and also to get it back in. And as I'm messing with it and like unplug it, plug it back in, I crank the bike up and the bike actually starts revving sporadically on its own. It's going like all the way to wide open throttle. I cut the bike off and I'm like, man, I can't believe that I rode this bike this way. That would have been terrible to have been riding the bike and go into a turn and go wide open. So I'm glad that that didn't happen. I contacted the guy and let him know what's going on with the extension. Oh, that's the other thing. So if I were to pull the wire extension out and plug it back into the factory harness, which you can do if you'll wrap the wires just around the head tube here, if you'll route them straight down, there actually is enough wiring to go that route, just not enough the way that it's supposed to be actually wired. The code goes away, no problem, the bike rides normal. As soon as you add this extension in, everything goes haywire. So I contact the guy and I say, hey, here's what's going on with this kit. Actually, really helpful guy, overnights me another one, well, next day air, another one, and it comes in, just got here. I plug the new one in, it gives me check engine code 1512. So I'm like, oh man, crank the bike up. Now the bike is idling at like 1600 RPMs, not doing the sporadic throttle thing. So I swap back to the other one. It does the crazy revving thing, go back to stock. Now we've, through process of elimination, determined that this wiring extension is the issue. So I don't know what's going on. If this is, the problem is inherent to this extension or this guy's product, or if this bike does not like whatever voltage variation there is having this. That can't be the case, because you would think, you know, Harley's wiring extensions would make the thing to go haywire too. I wouldn't think that level of like impedance change or voltage changes from what is this, like a 6-inch piece of wire, handful of wires. They're actually wired correctly when I look at how they're wired up here, and the color coding is correct, and they come out the same ones down here on this side, because his actually have a stripe on the 3 top ones and solid on the bottom ones. So I traced them and they're fine. So I really can't do much of an update video for you guys other than discussing these issues. On the other side of things, everything else with this kit was installed really easy. I mean, it comes with the clutch extension. That took like 15 minutes to do. I did the brake line extension. This was a 12-inch kit from, I think it's the shortest one they offer from Cable Kits. and there's actually too much brake line. Not so much that it's in the way, but I could go higher. And these are just 8-inch risers from, actually from Amazon, because I wanted 8-inch. And they actually look good for the cost. My thing with the risers, and I guess we could do a whole video on this whole thing, but my thing with the risers is it's a piece of CNC'd aluminum. I don't know why people are paying over $500 for something that a company can print out once they have the design for it. These were 179 bucks. They look great. I can't give you a good profile shot because the tank is propped up, so I hate that. But instead of just leaving the channel dead for a while, I figured I'd give you an update and let you know what's going on with the bike. And I don't know, I hope that I can get this thing sorted out. I'm actually considering, now that I put the 8-inch risers on there, I feel like they're actually a little too tall. I said that I didn't want these things like way up there in the sky. I want this bike to feel more like a motocross bike. And I'm thinking maybe the 6.5-inch pullbacks. I'd have to spend more money because it's like OG Moto, I think, makes the ones that I like. They're about 350, 360 bucks. But I can actually go back to using the factory wiring. The factory brake line is supposed to work, according to a handful of people online. They say it's a little tight, but not like damagingly tight. And then the factory clutch will actually reach that far. So if I've got to go that route and just do away with all this, I will. I kind of really wanted to ride this thing with the 8-inch risers on it and see how they felt, see if I got used to it. But at this point, in time, I'm 180 bucks on the risers, $250 on the kit. So, I'm there with what it would have cost just to do 6.5 pullbacks. And if I would have liked that better, maybe that's the route to go. But anyways, I wanted to update you guys and let you know what's going on. Let me know if you have a similar problem to this, because I've read people on the forums saying that this is actually a common thing throughout several generations, ever since the twist grip drive-by-wire thing came out. But it's so specific to what's going on with this bike that it only happens when this particular wire extension is used. And I don't think that's like a problem with the bike. I think that's a problem with these extensions. But pretty irritated. I really like to ride the bike. It's been, you get it back from your tuner, it's making more power and everything. And then you go to ride it and then you can't ride it. So the bike's down for 3 days to get the cam put in. Now it's down another 3 or 4 days waiting on this. So I'm not a happy camper, but we'll get it sorted out. When I do get it sorted out, we will do some content on the Stage 2 dyno numbers, the exhaust, hopefully maybe how the risers feel, unless I swap to some other ones, and then I'll review that. But that's the update. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, stay tuned, comment with any questions, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.